Hello and welcome back to Bandicoot, the Wrath of Cortex with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Poogie. So, we are going to look at the first and so far only winter level I recorded. So, this is Arctic Antics and it isn't a bad stage. It may not be as good as the levels in Crash 2, sorry, but it certainly isn't bad, and the only annoyance I have with this one, as far as platforming goes, is that the ice physics. Yes, they were annoying in Crash 2, both versions, both the original PS2 and, dare I say, Insane Trilogy. However, here, oh boy, Crash is just terrible on the ice. He just skids around like nobody's business. I mean, yeah, he took a while to come to a complete stop in Crash 2, but at least I can say this, at least I can appreciate him slowly grinding to a halt with regards to his momentum in that game. Not so in Wrath of Cortex. In addition, we now have seemingly the whales jumping up and down here with their things. So yeah, no longer are they confined, should I say, to the polar riding stages. And yeah. Other than that, we do also have Cortex minions skiing, apparently. Apparently, that is their pastime, skiing. I thought that was just to get rid of Crash, but who knows. So yeah. Also, this is the first instance in-game of the metal boxes, and likewise you need to use Crash's body slam in order to get them, and indeed, that can be quite annoying depending on how you approach it, because there is somewhat of a wind-up with Crash's body slam in this game compared to, as I said, the original PS1 games. So yeah, and let's see, jump over there, and we shall get some more things. I don't know if I will look at the other Crash games, to be honest, the offshoots, I mean, the likes of Crash Bash. I do have Crash Team Racing, both the original and Nitro Fuels, so I probably do want to look at those, but that will be for later on, as I say. So, that being said, let's slam into the boxes. You get the idea. Yeah. If there's anything else that looks weird, it's the penguins. Their animation just looks like they're drunk. Seriously, they look like they're drunk. Seriously, and they look rather goofy now. I don't know why that is. Seriously, Penta Penguin did not look that goofy in Crash 2, nor did he in Crash Team Racing. Or indeed Crash 3, in that little cutscene he had with Dingo Dial. So I don't know what thought Traveller's Tales 2 redesigned them as goofy. Also, there is a gem route here, it seems, and we will need the green gem for that. I didn't even make any headway in getting the coloured gems, so there you go. And it looks like we're going to our first bonus stage, and the weirdest thing, you can actually make Crash crawl on the platform, and it does look really weird. So yeah, the bonus music is the same, as I mentioned before, as with Crash 3, it plays the main theme, though it is also affected by the 90s CD curse, as I mentioned in the last episode. Perhaps more so than the main stage music, because you can't really notice the main stage music, because it does last a little longer than the bonus stage music. The bonus stage music only plays for like a few seconds, and then it just loops. Yeah, it doesn't, it doesn't loop, it just stops, and then starts from the beginning. So yeah, it is even more noticeable. I don't know what credentials that Steve Duckworth had in composing video game music before that, but yeah, I do like that animation that was probably ported over from the thing. I also don't mind the woolly mammoths in the background there. That is pretty cool. Unfortunately, since I am not playing Insane Trilogy, it does mean the bonus stage platforms don't act as checkpoints. You do keep the boxes you've broken thus far in the game, but you do not do that. So yeah, I don't know what else to say really. So yeah, over in the distance there, I believe is another one-up there. I don't know, another Aku mask. So I will need to do the sliding jump to get there. And what's this? That's an exclamation box. So yeah, that was the same. So that's another one-up. Seemingly like in the original PS1 release of Crash 3, Crash gets them automatically. They don't drop on the ground and they automatically have to pick them up, and somehow you have to avoid spinning them, but there you go. I also don't like the music in this stage either. It is actually quite unique. It isn't as funky as the Snow Go music from Crash 2, but I still like it, so yeah. So blow up that, and yeah, did I get... Yes, I did. I did actually manage to get the box gem. It was really small in this game. Seriously. I always thought the gems were much bigger in both the PS1 games. But never mind. In the next platformer, Crash to Insanity, that is somewhat fixed, actually. So yeah. So what's next? Well, I guess we can face the boss. Have I seen anything else here? I don't know. But yeah, let's see. No, I don't think so. No, there were more levels, but yeah, apparently there is one more level, and we are going to Tornado Alley. And despite his name, it's not what you think. It's actually another shooter stage, in the same vein as Mad Bombers and Bye Bye Blimps from Crash 2. Seriously. So yeah, we do, however, now have to deal with these annoying tornadoes, as the stage's name suggests. So yeah, that may be where it's from. Likewise with Mad Bombers and Bye Bye Blimps, this stage does have various things, and yeah. Likewise, also, you have to destroy the hot air balloons that are holding the crates if you want to get the box gem. So yeah, and be wary of the Cortex minions shooting you down. This honestly is pretty good. This controls pretty well for what it is. So yeah, so I'm gonna give this a good stage thing. Just like with Arctic Antics, actually. This is actually a really good stage. And so I cannot say that the game is completely bad. Just some of the stage controls are really bad, and I just can't get past the second boss. And I'll get to that in a few videos' time. But yeah, but this stage honestly isn't bad. The controls are mostly the same. You have to keep your hand on the trigger just to keep shooting. So that again is like Crash 3. Yeah. If anything I can say against Traveler's Tales, it is the fact that I think probably Universal more than them, were trying to make these games more like they were too afraid to embrace anything innovative. Again, you can also move to the side and do a barrel roll in a similar way to Crash 3. But it works slightly different. You only move to one side, so yeah. And I didn't find myself losing my health that much compared to Crash 3, if you see my Let's Play on that one. But it did happen, so yeah. And likewise with Crash 3, I am trying to leave the... trying to get the box gem here, if you can't tell. I probably am, so yeah. So let's see, we have one more left. And that is... Okay, I thought I was the 13th one, but apparently not. There's one more in the distance there, so where's the last one? So I've got one more left. So where's box number 15? It is... Oh! Apparently I got it. There was a bit of a delay there. So that leaves one more tower or tornado generator to destroy, and we're done. So yeah, so now we will actually face the first of the elementals, along with Crunch Bandicoot, dare I say, Rocco. Yes, Rocco. Each of their names is a pun. Well, I can't say it's an Australian wallaby or something like that, but let's meet Rocco then. Or maybe not, because the most stage I forgot I did record. And it is a most interesting style of stage, namely the castle stage. Yes, we did have medieval stages in Crash 3. However, that only dealt with the outside, not the inside. And these levels are very interesting indeed. Firstly, we have the Cortex minions dressed up as knights. And like before, we have the return of the wizards. And apparently now they don't turn us into frogs, they turn us into bats. Which, honestly, I do like. Yeah. If anything, the knights behave in a similar way to the, guards from the, what am I thinking of? The Egyptian stages, that's it. I also like the music as well. Again, I don't hate Steve Douglas' music. It is actually pretty good. Seriously. And there are a lot of good ideas in these castle levels. There are also some, I guess, woody areas. And then the camera switches to a kind of in front of Crash view. There is a reason for that. We have a chase segment coming up, folks. But firstly, we have the bonus stage. And what can chase us in an ancient medieval castle? I'll give you 2 guesses, and I'll see, and we'll see after we've done the bonus stage. So yeah, still, I'm not a fan of the bonus stage, seriously. Well, they could not just remix the music from Crash 3. They had to try and just have it repetitive. I don't know if it's a repetitive sort of dance beat, which honestly, I don't know what to think about that. Again, it could work. Again, I don't really know because most of the music from the first 3 games, the closest thing I could say about Crash theme to dance music, I'm not sure would probably be the future level, and even then that sounded more 80s than 90s really, so yeah. And the reason I keep dying is just because of those suspended crates and everything. Seriously, they're the bane of my existence when playing Crash games. They are most definitely the bane of my existence. Well, that being said, let's go on. Well, then the nitro crates. Seriously, they're annoying as well. So, as for upgrades, aside from the only new upgrade Crash receives in-game, and no doubt, is the ability to sneak on nitro boxes. Seriously. I don't even know what to think about that. Seriously. Crash has now the ability to actually sneak on top of nitro boxes. And it looks really weird. If you see it, I think it was Ant Dude's video, or indeed Kadikarus' video of this. Yeah, it just looks plain weird when playing this game. Seriously. So yeah. So let's see. Do I want to go to the right? I don't know, but I think I did a pause break game just because of that. Seriously. All the interface is not bad. As I say, it does scream early PS2 though, seriously. When you don't know how much power you're putting out of a console and everything, yeah, this does scream early PS2. Even though the version I'm playing is the GameCube version, it is almost literally identical, save for maybe some slowdown, which honestly I would not expect usually on the GameCube. Seriously. I mean, if you look at something like the GameCube version of Sonic Heroes, for example, that game plays at 60 frames per second on the GameCube, On the PS2, it plays at like 30 frames per second and has some really annoying glitches, especially when you're trying to switch team members. But yeah, for this game, it kind of switches between 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second, to be honest. At the moment it's doing a rather steady 60 frames per second, but if you saw back in Arctic Antics, for example, you saw the crash slow to a crawl there in that level, so yeah. And I appreciate the stained glass windows of Dr. Neo Cortex. Seriously, they're awesome. Although the only annoying thing is that we are going back to time travel. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that, because we're meddling with time. As for the 3 crates that we're missing, they were just nitros. I can just blow them up at the end of the stage. Anyway, here comes our chase segment. And what would be more appropriate in a medieval castle than a dragon? Yes, this dragon is rather plodding along, but given Crash's speed in-game, yeah, that can be annoying. One thing that does happen is that the dragon can get stuck. So apparently, even though he's trying to bite you, he doesn't succeed. So yeah, and so let's break through the things and indeed get through there. Head to the right, head to the left, blah-de-blah-de-blah, and get through here, and eventually get a boom up. And yeah. So if there's anything that does trip up Crash, it is the muddy segments. Seriously, I still have an Aku mask. And yeah, I don't want to run into a nitro, etc. There are a bunch of nitros there, so what can I say? And then apparently the dragon just screeches to a halt, and then apparently just belches his fire. Yeah, why didn't you just breathe your fire earlier, mate? Seriously. So yeah, I don't know if the music. No, it didn't change in the prehistoric levels in Crash 3, so I don't think it does here. And would you know it, the fireballs from Mickey Mania return. Of course, Mickey Mania, or Mickey's Wild Adventure, was also developed by Traveller's Tales, so yeah. They have done a lot of games prior to getting bought out by Warner Brothers and starting doing the multitude of Lego games. Yeah, don't get me started on the Lego games. I did used to like Lego Star Wars, but maybe not so here. Now what we have... Oh, no we don't! Apparently the Nitros blew up the wizards! Who knew? Anyway, that being said, I will see you in the next episode when we do actually fight Rocco. And I will get into how the boss battles work in Wrath of Cortex. So I will see you then. Goodbye!